the time I got shot. Yeah, I was I think about 15 or so. My neighbor, he had a 20 gauge shotgun. From what I remember, I think it was a 20 gauge. His daddy had got him or something. We had, I knew he had it, and well, one day we got into an argument. He was my next door neighbor, and we got into an argument about something. I don't know. Boys get in an argument or whatever. He got really mad. He went inside the house. I was standing outside on my porch. Next thing I know, he comes out the door. He's got that shotgun. I was like, "What are you doing?" I mean, there was probably only about I kind of walked off the porch. He was on the edge of his, so it was only about 10 to 15 feet between us. Next thing I know, he didn't say a word. He just leveled that shotgun and pulled the trigger. I heard it go off. I felt something hit me in the stomach. Of course, I'm thinking I've been shot. I looked down and I didn't feel any pain and I didn't see any blood. And that's when it all of a sudden registered in my mind. I remember him talking about how he sometimes would take the BBs out of the shotgun shell. Oh, they were like squirrel shot or something. And so it hit me. It registered. It hit me that what it hit me was just the little plastic wad that's behind the BBs, and that's what hit me. This all registered like really fast in my mind. Before he could get in that door, he was trying to make it to the door. I caught him right before he went in the door, and I popped him upside the head before he went in the door, and I was pretty mad. But a little while later, he come out, apologized, and everything was cool. So everything was great after that. I mean, that's just one of them things where, yeah, I got shot. The time I got drunk and almost died. Yeah, now this happened when I was in my early 20s. I actually had just gotten married. Me and my wife and some neighbor couple, we had went out, got pizza. I don't know, we went to this one little bar thing. I didn't drink or nothing, but you're young and stupid. So we went out there and we had a couple of, or I think I may have had one little bit of a drink or something at this bar thing or whatever. And we came back and to their house. Now he had a drum set, and I always liked drums. I always like beating on drums and stuff. I don't have any drums. All I got now is I have one of these cajon things, but and I play on it a little bit. But we went back there, and the wives were in one room, and we went back there and we was on his drums. I said, let me play. So I had the drums I was playing, and he was like, "Hey, you want a drink?" And I was like, "Yeah." I went in there. I said, "Yeah, let me give you one." So I went in there, and it was just like rum and coke what we was doing. And I went in there. I put just a little bit of Bacardi rum in the bottom, and the rest was just coke, And so I went back there and I was playing the drums and I drank that, And well, he was like, "Hey, you want another one?" And I was like, "Yeah, go, yes, just put a little bit in there, though." So they go in there and he comes back, and of course it's dark, and I can't see, so I drink it, "You want another one?" "Yeah, I know." So I didn't know at the time, but they were in there adding more and more to the coke every time. So I was getting drunker and drunker, but really didn't know it because I was just playing the drums, and that was great. And that was about the last thing I really remember. But apparently I got so drunk, like I said, from what they told me later, they were actually just filling the glass up with rum and just putting just a little bit of coke in there. So I was drinking just almost straight up, liquor, whatever, rum, whatever. Like I said, this was only maybe the first or second time I'd ever even had a drink, Yeah, they said that I had a really good time. I started, they had the music going, and I started taking my clothes off, and I think apparently I got down to my underwear. I was stumbling over everything, and they thought I was fixing to throw up, so they said, "Go outside." And so they opened the door and put me outside. It was about 35, 40 degrees outside, and all I had on was my underwear. Apparently I fell over their kid's toy or some table, picnic table or something, busted it. I guess I laid out there for a little while drunk and throwing up. I don't remember any of this. And supposedly they came and they got me. He got another friend, a neighbor, and they drugged me down to, we only lived a few houses down, so they drugged me down to my house, threw me in the bed. Of course, my wife was there, my ex-wife now, but apparently I was laying flat on my back. She was in another room, and she heard me in there gagging, and she comes in there, and I was throwing up, and of course I'm flat on my back, I'm passed out. If she hadn't turned me over, I would have probably drowned in my own puke, but anyway, she flipped me over so I could puke out the side, whatever. I don't remember any of this. Next thing I know, it was morning, and I felt like crap. And yeah, that was a time I almost died. This is the time I almost sliced my leg off. Yeah, now this happened when I was I'm gonna say probably in the 10 to 11 age. We like to play Army back then. You know, it was still politically correct that you could have a toy gun that looked like a real gun. We pretend like we shot people. You actually run around and play Army, play cops and robbers. You know, play cowboys and Indians. You know, we did that back then. You know, I don't think kids do that no more. They probably don't know what that is no more. But across the street there was this big field, and all around us was just woods and stuff. I mean, we lived in a subdivision, but there wasn't that many houses at the time when we lived there. Yeah, we were playing, and I was running. We were supposedly attacking somebody or something, you know. We run, and I slid down on the ground and get up, and I'm like, man, my butt's hurting, you know. And it was like, really what my butt, it was right up under my butt. My brother looked down, he was like, "You're bleeding." I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, you're bleeding," you know. Like, so I was like, felt, I had on jeans, or maybe I think they were maybe shorts. I'm not sure what I had on, but it was summertime. I felt back, and all I felt was all this warm wetness, you know. So they started taking me home, and blood was running down my leg, and then I looked down, and I was like, your leg on the bottom was leaking. It was leaking bloody too, you know. And actually, yeah, I got inside. I didn't go get stitches, but I probably should have on the one on right up under my butt, but it was pretty deep. The one on my leg, lower leg, was about four inches long, but it wasn't real deep, I guess. Anyway, they just patched me up, and I laid there for a little while, and I guess the blood quit coming out. So yeah, I still got the scars. You kind of see them a little bit still, but I still got those scars from when I was about 11 years old. So yeah, that was the time I almost chopped my leg off. Not really, but it makes for a good story. This is the time I sacrificed my own self to save the group from getting killed by the other neighbors. What happened was, this was when I was probably in the same area of around 10-ish, 11, 12, something like that. Maybe 13, I'm not sure, but where I lived, we had one end of the street, which was our little group of friends. There was about 4 or 5 of us. We all lived right around the same area. My brother's 6 years older than me, but anyway, he had a mini bike. I don't know, some of y'all may remember what a mini bike is. It was like a little tiny motorcycle, very small, little tires on it. It had like about a 3.5 horse engine on it or something like that. Well, he would ride us around a lot of times, and way we would do is we could actually get four of us on that mini bike. He would drive it, and we would have two of the neighbor kids would sit in front of him, and then I would always sit on the very back of it, which maybe only had like 2 inches of seat there, 3 inches of seat, but yeah, we kind of got to practicing because the other end of the street had another group of kids, and usually there was quite a few of them. We were always having during football season, we'd play football against them. During if it was like Christmas or 4th of July or fireworks, we'd have bottle rocket wars with them. During the summer months and stuff, there was a field and a dirt area between us and them. That was kind of our battle zone. We would have dirt clod wars where we'd chunks of dirt clods at each other. This is back when things were, like I said, they weren't politically correct. So, we tried to kill each other, basically. We were having a battle between us, and like I said, we had been practicing before
uh, we were pretty into the military stuff, whatever. So I was actually a sergeant, and there was a lieutenant. Well, you know, we kind of had our own little command thing, you know. I always carried a backpack around, and during dirt clod season, I always pack it full of dirt clods. So we'd have, if we got stranded or whatever, we'd have dirt clods. So everybody could still have dirt clods if you couldn't find any, whatever. So I'd pack it full of dirt clods, but we got to where we'd practice because it was a pretty steep little hill right there. And that mini bike with all of us on there wouldn't make it up the hill. So we got to figuring out if one of us got off of the thing, it would chug on up the hill. So since I was always on the back with the backpack, my brother told me, he would just tell me to bail out. And so I would bail out like out of an airplane. And I would just fall off backwards off of the thing. And the mini bike could go on up the hill. Well, we were having a dirt clod war, and they were overrunning us because, like I said, there was probably 10 of them to us, 4 or 5 of us, you know. Well, we all hop on the mini bike, and we're trying to take out of there, and we're going up the hill, and my brother's like, it ain't gonna make it, you know. And they were right on us, you know. So I knew they were gonna get us, and you know, they were, you know, we didn't really have big fights, but you know, there was some punching and stuff like that, you know, when they'd catch us, you know. Sometimes they would take us and we would hold them in prison, or they would hold us in prison. And sometimes they'd kind of mean stuff to us, or we'd do some mean stuff to them. So, yeah, we didn't know what else. I didn't want nobody to get caught, so I just, he said bail out, so I bailed out down the hill. Had to fight off about 5 or 6 of them and get away from them. But I did get away, only a few scuffs and bruises, but yeah, that was the time I sacrificed my body for the good of the rest of the group, and keep the rest of the group from getting killed by the ruffians at the other end of the neighborhood. That was that. Hey, so if you like this video, which I don't know if you did or not, but it's just some stories of mine that I had when I was younger, and maybe not so young, but yeah. Anyway, if you like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, hit the like button, and leave a comment if you want to. Helps my channel out a bunch, so if you don't mind, do that. If you want more videos like that, leave a comment. You know, I'll try to make some more videos of stories or whatever, if I can think of stuff. But I have a lot of old stories that I can, if I could just remember them. But so anyway, yeah, hit that button, all that lot of stuff, and subscribe to my channel. And you just subscribe, you officially become a hawker. So you want to do that. You want to be a hawker. I know y'all do. So anyway, I want to say hi to all my hawkers that are already hawkers. Hey y'all, thanks for all y'all support. Y'all be good, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.